So, 2 nights ago, Friday night, Saturday night, it's Monday today, I brought with me to uh, my local pub a couple of pens. And I was drawing and doodling and calligraphing names and showing people how great these old pens are. And there was a point at which using this pen, and maybe even both of them, I thought, oh my God, they're writing differently. Did I somehow press down a little too hard doing a calligraphic flourish, or did I hit a snag in a piece of paper? Something Saturday night made me think I maybe had damaged one or both of these pens. This is something that happens quite rarely, where I might be a little more enthusiastic than I should be and press down a little bit more than I should, or used paper that was a little bit rougher than I should, maybe, and cause trauma. The next morning, I wrote with both of these pens, and they both seemed to be fine. I looked at them with my 69-year-old eyes, and I thought they both seemed fine. Then I went with my, on Sunday morning, Sunday noon, I went to with my local chapter of the Urban Sketchers to Urban Sketching. And we were going to meet at this location. Just trying to find it here. It's the old Boston City Hall building, which is a neoclassical pile, not quite a pile, but a neoclassical building with lots of columns and volutes and fluting and swag and stuff. It was eventually replaced by this monstrosity of brutalism. That's the after picture. The before picture is this. I'll show you what that looked like. Okay, how do I find it? How do I locate what I'm doing here? But Urban Sketching Boston. So the building that I drew with my fellows was this thing. Lots of columns, lots of architectural details. And I brought with me the two pens, as well as this one, which I did not have with me when I was consuming a lot of beers. I only brought these two with me when I was drinking a lot of beers. So then I ended up drawing. What I did was I took a piece of paper, cut it into long strips like this, and I folded it into 4. And I was going to draw little tiny postage stamp sized drawings of details of the building. And this one, I think I used this pen for, but there were some that I used this big pen for, the big wall, this one, and it was skipping, and I couldn't get the thing to flow. And I thought, well, what the heck is wrong? Is it in fact broken? And I couldn't check with my eyeballs because I didn't have my loop with me. But it was skipping and railroading and just not working right. And I did turn the paper over. There's one side of the paper that has a little bit of a texture to it. I don't know if you can see it. There's another side that's a little smoother. I tried that. I actually tried it on different paper I had with me, and it seemed to work okay. I also was holding a clipboard, and I had the paper that I was drawing with on a clipboard that was held a little bit at an angle, so my pen was almost horizontal writing rather than turned down, so that could have been part of the reason. But what I'm doing right now in front of you people is to take this loop to see if I actually did well, I know I didn't do this, but sometimes when a pen does not function, it skips or it doesn't write at all. It could be that the iridium fell off of one of the tines. And so let me just see if anything is happening here. I'm looking through my little loop. It does seem like everything is fine. The two tines are together. Actually, one is just a little tiny bit higher than the other. But I don't think it's enough to cause a problem. So I think I did not break a pen. How does this one look under the loop? I wasn't having the problem with this one. Seems fine. So I think they're okay. I think they are in fact okay. So yay. This pen, which was in my for sale bin at the pen show, as I was putting pens away, I thought, you know, this pen looks like it has a really, really fun, fine nib. And I thought, well, I'm going to use this for a while. I'm sure I have a duplicate of this exact pen, which is why this one was in the for sale bin. But one of the things I'm going to be trying to do in the next few days is to go through what I refer to as my keepers to try to decide which one of these two pens I want to get rid of. Now, you and I can see clearly that these are not the same pen. One is a white dot lifetime guarantee nib. One is not. One has a broader band. The other one has a thinner band. One has the name written on the clip. The other one doesn't. So they're not the same. So if I wanted in my ebonized pearl drawer, if I pulled this out and this one was missing, you'd say, oh, well, where's the thin white dot version with the smooth clip? I'd say, oh, I sold that last week. Why did I do that? I don't really care that much about having both of these in my collection. I don't need that degree of completeness. But let's say for shits and giggles that these are in fact identical pens. What I do is I look at them and I see, well, one has teeth marks on it. Do I want to keep that one or get rid of it? One has a name engraved on it. Do I want to keep the one that has the name engraved or sell that one? These are the decisions that I decide, that I try to help me decide what to get rid of. But 9 times out of 10, 9 out of every 10 dentists 9 out of every 10 decisions I make is based on how the nib writes. And this is a lifetime nib, guaranteed at the time of this pen was made, guaranteed to last a lifetime. It has the word lifetime on the nib. It also it does have a serial number 026868. So it's a unique number to this nib. There was a newspaper I used to own. I sold it to a pen collector. It was a newspaper that was put up by the Schaefer Company to their dealers around the country. And on page 3, maybe had 6 pages total. And it was essentially just a commercial for Schaefer products, but they made it look like the headline was Pen Company Astounds World, and then the copy is the Schaefer Pen Company again astounded the world by their introduction of the blah 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 blah, or Pen Salesman of the Year announced, and then you read that it's a Schaefer. It's never a Parker or Waterman. It's all Schaefer. It's all about Schaefer. Even though the newspaper was called the Fountain Pen Gazette or something, implying that it was, maybe it was called the Schaefer Times. Who knows? Who cares? Anyway, on one of their pages, so that you open up the spread. Can I find a piece of paper that actually looks like a newspaper? Here's the newspaper with proportions of a suit, the Schaefer Times, blah, blah, picture. You open it up, you read the front page, you turn it over like this, and this much from here down to here, up to the other column, this much of the text were lists of 7-digit numbers. And the headline was, "These fountain pens were reported stolen. Please look for dealers. Please look for these pens." So that would mean if I walked into a pen repair shop to get the new sack replaced, or to have the pen engraved with a name on it or something, a dealer could look at that little number on this little pen, consult their newspaper, see if their number was there, and then if it was, they would hit the little button behind their desk or under their table or wherever their little hidden button was that would summon the constabulary to the shop, and the guy would be taken off in the paddy wagon awaiting trial for stealing a fountain pen. They were normally stolen from, shoplifted from a store, I would think, rather than me calling up the police from my house saying, "My paper boy stole my pen. It had this serial number," because who would bother to write down the serial number of their pen? Well, sometimes they did. I have a bunch of old diaries like this one. This one, some of them are diaries. They look like this. They have 1939. They have, a place for you to write stuff. Well, in the front, I wonder whose phone number that was. Probably cute. Sometimes you would fill in all of this information. Please, make of auto is a Oldsmobile. bought from Raymond Motors, 1937, 2 years earlier than this. A motor number. You would write in your motor number just in case someone stole your motor. Maker number, registration number, insurance, liability, fire, or theft. Sometimes they would also include on this page, maybe earlier in 1910, a diary like this. They would, oh my God, these are my, I was a teacher. These are the people who, my students, these are their grades I gave them. Oh dear. Oh my. I'm suddenly having all sorts of flashbacks. Not all of them good. Some of them quite unhappy flashbacks. Anyway, this would also include your pocket watch. And it would, the make of the pocket watch, Illinois, 21 Joule, and it would have a place for the watch works number, each pocket watch. I don't know if it continued into wristwatches, but each pocket watch had a number of the works. You'd open up the back, you'd see a number that was in the millions for what number watch work that was. And I don't think a pickpocket would be clever enough to be able to steal just the inside of a watch. They would take the whole watch, I would think. Speaking of which, pickpocket stuff, I had this little tiny device that you would connect between your wristwatch. Here's your pocket watch, rather. Here's your watch fob, watch chain. And normally there's a little clip that looks like that would clip on your watch. Well, I found at a flea market a little device that would go between the clip that you would normally use on the watch fob. This would clip on this, a little ring, and it had a little cylinder, and then it had a hook that you'd hook on your watch. So this little thing, and this is about the size of it, it's about that big. And if you were to pull up, take your hand, grab the pocket watch, and pull it like this out of the pocket, this would expand, or there was a little spring here that would pull down, and out of the bottom of this into your fingers were 4 little sharp spikes, 3 or 4 spikes that would suddenly puncture your skin, and you'd go, ow! And the pocket watch owner would realize something's up, and someone's trying to steal my watch. They didn't have that for pens. How would you keep that from happening? Well, there were some devices that kept a pen tightly in your pocket. That wasn't so much for anti-theft than accidentally falling out of your pocket. If you were out horseback riding or something and brought your pen along with you. This could, as you're galloping about, this could fall out into the briar, into the bracken on the moors. This could fall out. But there was one pen I have that has a little, on the clip, there's a little hinged guard that you have to pull back in order to take it out of your pocket. Otherwise, it anchors it. It's a sharp edge that fits into the fabric of your tweed jacket, as your houndstooth jacket as you're riding. This is a lovely pen. I'm so glad I didn't sell this, because I can enjoy it for another year. I may sell this to someone down the road, but I'm enjoying it now. This one, on the other hand, I can sell. Even though this is also quite lovely. No one's watching me today, but that's okay. They don't have to. Bye.